Daniel Jones and the Indianapolis Colts are becoming a real problem in the AFC, and the league better start paying attention. That's right, the same guy who was benched, released, and became a punchline in New York is now quarterbacking an offense operating at an elite level. The Indianapolis Colts are putting up top-tier numbers, and suddenly they look like the most dangerous team nobody saw coming. But this isn't just a feel-good story. This is a complete dismantling of everything we thought we knew about quarterback evaluation. While teams are desperately trading draft picks for unproven rookies, the Colts acquired a quarterback many had dismissed and turned him into a contender. And the scary part? They're just getting started. Frenzies, let's dive in. You see, in November 2024, Daniel Jones was benched by the Giants after a below-average performance. His teammates were frustrated. The New York media was ruthless. He became a poster child for underwhelming returns as a top pick. The Giants, desperate for change, released him mid-season, eating tens of millions in dead cap just to move on. But fast forward to today, Jones leads the league in QBR with 79.9. He's completing 71.7% of his passes this season. The Colts offense is among the most efficient and explosive in the league, ranking in the top 5 in several key statistical categories. So what changed? Well, the answer to that is simple: everything. In New York, Jones was asked to be something he wasn't. The Giants ran a scheme heavy on long developing dropbacks, deep routes, and asking him to stand tall in the pocket behind shaky pass protection. The results? Sacks, turnovers, and a confidence that steadily slipped. This is where Shane Steichen and the Colts come in. Steichen didn't tug violently at Jones. He built an offense around his strengths. The offense now calls bootlegs, rollouts, quick structure, play action, and zone-friendly concepts. The designs clear up windows, reduce chaos, and let Jones play decisively. His transformation as a pocket passer is dramatic. In New York, he would often drop his eyes and retreat under pressure. Now he climbs within the pocket, stays calm when defenders close in, and delivers strikes even when he's not comfortable. Through the first 2 weeks, defenses turned to blitzing as a tool to rattle fragile Jones. But to begin his Colts career, he's already contended with historically heavy blitz schemes, and defenses are discovering that it's not working. They say names carry energy. Colts fans have dubbed him Indiana Jones, and unlike his time as Danny Dimes, this nickname now comes with respect, not ridicule. Jones himself joked it was a nickname upgrade, and given the turnaround, he's not wrong. But this isn't a one-man show. The Colts have assembled an offensive arsenal that would make any quarterback salivate, and Jones is maximizing every piece. And if Daniel Jones is having a career renaissance, Jonathan Taylor is having a career explosion. The former All-Pro running back is once again among the NFL's rushing leaders, but it's how he's doing it that's remarkable. This isn't the Jonathan Taylor of 2021, who was just faster than everyone. This version is patient, violent, and versatile. Taylor's running sets up everything else in this offense. When defenses load the box to stop him, Jones burns them with play action. When they back off, Taylor gashes them for consistent gains. In Week 3 against Tennessee, Taylor exploded for 3 touchdowns, a vintage performance that reminded everyone why he was once an MVP candidate. He followed that up with another multi-touchdown effort just 2 weeks later. Through 6 games, he's already at 7 touchdowns, tying a franchise record for the fastest to reach that mark. But here's what's different. Taylor is finally a reliable receiving threat. After years of being limited to 15 to 20 catches per season, he's already ahead of that pace and has become a steady part of the passing game. That added dimension makes the Colts offense nearly impossible to defend because you can't take Taylor off the field on passing downs anymore. Michael Pittman Jr. has been waiting his entire career for consistent quarterback play, and now that he has it, he's showing exactly why he earned the big contract extension. Pittman isn't just catching passes, he's winning at the catch point, breaking tackles, and moving the chains. His chemistry with Jones has been immediate and obvious. But the real revelation has been Josh Downs. Steichen calls him Hooper for a reason. The second-year slot receiver has become Jones' security blanket. On third downs, when the Colts absolutely need a conversion, it's Downs running that option route, finding the soft spot, and moving the chains. He's already caught a pair of touchdowns from Jones and has been virtually uncoverable in the slot. Alec Pierce provides the deep threat element that keeps defenses honest. His ability to stretch the field vertically opens up everything underneath. When Jones hits him in stride, like that 20-plus yard strike earlier this season, it's a thing of beauty. Then there's the rookie tight end, Tyler Warren, the missing piece the Colts have been searching for. Warren's versatility allows him to line up anywhere, inline, in the slot, or even in the backfield as a fullback. Jones has already connected with him for a touchdown, and his presence has added new flexibility to Steichen's playbook. For years, he watched Daniel Jones run for his life behind terrible offensive lines in New York. Now, Quentin Nelson has recaptured his Pro Bowl form, anchoring one of the NFL's most dominant interior lines. Braden Smith is healthy and controlling the edge at right tackle, and the young linemen around them have exceeded expectations. Through 5 games, Jones has been sacked just 4 times, protected by one of the NFL's best offensive lines and guided by Shane Steichen's precision-built system. When defenses blitz, Jones now has time to find the hot route and make them pay. That's not just good protection, that's elite protection. The run blocking has been equally impressive, creating massive holes for Taylor and allowing the Colts to control games in the fourth quarter. They're not just winning in the trenches, they're dominating. While the offense gets the headlines, the Colts defense has quietly become one of the most opportunistic units in the league. Through 5 games, they've forced 8 turnovers, consistently giving their high-powered offense short fields and extra possessions. DeForest Buckner remains the anchor up front, collapsing pockets and making life miserable for opposing quarterbacks. When teams try to double-team him, the Colts' young edge rushers, including rookie standout Laiatu Latu, feast on one-on-one matchups. The pressure doesn't always show up in sack numbers, but it forces hurried throws and poor decisions. The linebacker core, led by Zaire Franklin, has been flying to the football. Franklin has emerged as the quarterback of the defense, getting everyone lined up correctly and making plays sideline to sideline. His leadership and energy have been infectious. In the secondary, the Colts have gotten impact plays from their veterans. Kenny Moore II has a pick 6 against Tennessee that flipped the momentum of that game, a moment that perfectly captured this defense's identity: smart, fast, and opportunistic. The safeties have been active and aggressive, while the corners have been physical on the line of scrimmage, disrupting timing routes. What makes this defense special isn't elite talent at every position. It's the collective effort and opportunism. They're forcing turnovers at crucial moments, getting off the field on third downs, and giving their offense every opportunity to put points on the board. The defense's ability to protect leads has been crucial. When the Colts get up by 2 scores, their defense makes teams one-dimensional, pinning their ears back and attacking the passer. It's complementary football at its finest. We can't talk about this transformation without discussing Shane Steichen. A few years ago, there were serious questions about whether he was the right coach for this team. The offense looked inconsistent with Anthony Richardson. The team lacked rhythm. Some were even calling for his job. Now, Steichen looks like a genius. His ability to adapt his offense to his quarterback's strengths rather than forcing a square peg into a round hole has been masterful. Steichen has leaned heavily on concepts that create easy reach for Jones, pairing short routes with deeper crossers, using play action to create explosive plays, and designing rollouts that get Jones on the edge. The play calling has been aggressive but calculated. Steichen isn't afraid to take shots downfield, but he sets them up with efficient early down play design. The Colts have been remarkably effective on first and second down, rarely putting Jones in predictable passing situations. Most importantly, Steichen has created a culture of accountability and belief. This team plays hard for him. They're disciplined, one of the least penalized teams in the league, and they're prepared every week. The buy-in is complete, and it shows on every snap. So here's the million-dollar question. Can this team make a deep playoff run? The answer is absolutely yes, and here's why. First, they're built for January football. They can run the ball with Jonathan Taylor behind one of the league's most physical offensive lines. They have a quarterback who's protecting the football and operating efficiently within Shane Steichen's system. They have a defense that's been opportunistic and forcing mistakes at key moments. That's the playoff recipe that's worked for decades. Second, they're getting healthy and improving at the right time. While other teams are dealing with the accumulation of injuries, the Colts have managed their roster well and have kept their core players available. Taylor looks fresh. Jones is in rhythm. The offensive line, led by a resurgent Quentin Nelson, remains mostly intact and dominant up front. Third, they have one of the most favorable paths to the playoffs. The AFC South is competitive, but still very much up for grabs, and the Colts have positioned themselves as legitimate contenders. The Texans have been inconsistent, while the Titans and Jaguars are in various stages of transition. If Indianapolis keeps playing at this level, a division title and a home playoff game are well within reach. But here's what makes them truly dangerous. Nobody wants to play them. Think about it from an opponent's perspective. You're preparing for a playoff game against the Colts. You have to account for Jonathan Taylor, who's capable of taking over a game if you let him. You have to deal with play action off that dominant run game. You have to cover multiple receiving threats who each bring something different. Pittman's physicality, Downs' quickness, Pierce's vertical speed, and the tight end's versatility. You have to protect against a defense that thrives on creating disruption and capitalizing on turnovers. And you have to do it all against the quarterback who's playing with house money. Daniel Jones has nothing to lose. He's already been written off, already been labeled a bust. The pressure that crushed him in New York doesn't exist in Indianapolis. Here, he's playing free, confident, and with a massive chip on his shoulder. And that's a dangerous combination for the rest of the AFC. The Colts' 103 points through the first 3 games were the most to start a season in franchise history. They're not just winning, they're setting a tone. They're beating teams convincingly and showing a balance on offense that few can match. The path to the Super Bowl still runs through Kansas City and Baltimore, no doubt about it. But this Colts team has the formula to compete with anyone. They can win shootouts with their explosive offense. They can win against grinders with their run game and physical defense. They can win indoors or outdoors, on turf or on grass. Everything about this team says they belong in the conversation. And if they keep trending upward, nobody will want to see them in January. What's happening in Indianapolis is bigger than just one surprising season. It's a complete re-examination of how we evaluate quarterbacks in the NFL. How many Daniel Jones situations are out there? How many quarterbacks have been written off as bust when they are simply in the wrong system with the wrong supporting cast? How many teams are trading up for unproven rookies when proven veterans are available for a fraction of the cost? The Colts signed Jones to a 1-year, $14 million deal, confirmed figures that qualify as backup-level money in today's NFL. That's what makes this story remarkable. A quarterback once dismissed in New York is now thriving in a system that fits his strengths perfectly. Meanwhile, across the league, teams are paying $40 to $50 million per year for quarterbacks with mixed results. This should be a wake-up call for the entire league. Situation matters. Coaching matters. System fit matters. The difference between a so-called bust and a Pro Bowler might just be the logo on the helmet. The rest of the NFL should take notice. The Indianapolis Colts aren't just a feel-good story anymore. They've become a legitimate playoff threat with an offense that ranks among the league's most efficient, a defense that continues to generate timely turnovers, and a quarterback playing with confidence and freedom. Every week, Daniel Jones is sending a message to the Giants, to the media, to everyone who doubted him. You were wrong. And every week, the Colts are sending a message to the rest of the AFC. This isn't a fluke. The truth about Daniel Jones and the Indianapolis Colts isn't just that they're good, it's that they're evolving. The offense continues to build rhythm. Jones is strengthening his chemistry with his receivers. Jonathan Taylor looks more dominant each week. And the defense, anchored by DeForest Buckner and Zaire Franklin, is finding its stride. If you're a fan of another AFC team, you should pay attention because this team is built the right way. The Colts can win through physicality, discipline, and balance. The Indianapolis Colts aren't just back, they're establishing something sustainable. And Daniel Jones? He's not Danny Dimes anymore. He's Indiana Jones. And while the Super Bowl trophy is still a long way off, he's clearly on a redemption quest that few saw coming. The redemption tour isn't slowing down, it's gaining steam. And the rest of the NFL is seeing firsthand what happens when you write off the wrong quarterback. Welcome to the Daniel Jones revival. Welcome to the new era of the Indianapolis Colts. The storm is real, and it's wearing horseshoes on its helmet.